Today we will continue for diploma electrical students, and the subject is utilization of electrical energy and traction. Students, as we have discussed in our last class, the methods in arc welding, and today we will discuss about electrodes for metallic arc welding. So we'll discuss the various types of electrodes used in this particular type of welding. So from the theory, we can understand that an electrode is made up of metallic wire called core wire coated uniformly with flux. During fluxing, the electrodes about 20 millimeter its length is left bare at one end for inserting it into electrode hole. So you all might have performed welding in third semester, students. So you must be also seen there is a small portion left out so that it can be used to handle the your electrode by the holder. So that portion is left due to that we can hold the electrode with the help of a electrode holder. Now its length is bare at one end for inserting it into electrode holder. The coating of flux on the electrode is a bad conductor of electricity. Now students, this coating which is made outside this electrode is a bad conductor of electricity, but it is used because it can make the temperature inside the your welding area into a very high amount of heat can be generated. So the flux is coated outside the electrode. It has also other reasons, but one of the reason is that it can create the temperature very high what it will create without a flux. Now there are different types of or three types of electrode which are used in welding. The first one is bare wire rods. The second one is dipped off lightly covered electrodes, and the third one is your heavy coated electrodes. Now bare electrodes have no coating of flux. As the name suggests, it will have no coating of flux on them, whereas coated electrodes are covered with flux. The coated electrodes commonly used these days due to the following reasons. So what are the reasons why they are commonly used? We will just see now. Earlier, the bare electrode were used in arc welding, but it was found the weld made by the electrodes was not good in its tensile strength, and other properties were also found lacking. So its ductility was poor, resistance to impact, and fatigue was also fatigue. So students, what do you mean by this resistance to impact? Suppose there will be a small impact to this welding joints, it will have the tendency to get broken, or it will just separate out. So this was not the ideal case for a welding. So this was discarded. The appearance of the weld was also not good. So students, the appearance also matters, because when we weld some materials, then the joints should be made in such a way that they should not be visible. So if you carefully observe these joints, it may be visible through your naked eyes. Otherwise, there should be a good joint and its appearance should also be good after the welding job is over. But with this case, it was not good. So the poor performance of the bare electrode was due to vaporization of important element of the weld element metal during welding. So many of the important elements were vaporized. So that's the reason why it was made not a proper joint. And also due to the presence of oxides and nitrides resulting from atmospheric contamination of the weld metal. Now due to the contamination, student, you might be knowing that due to the you can say some impurities in the welding part. Suppose I will weld a material with another material by the use of your electrode. If there will be some impurities, I can call it as it will be contaminated. Those substances which are not needed to make a joint can be act as your contaminant. So it is unwanted, and due to this contaminants, this welding will be very poor and its performance will deteriorate. Now in case of a coated electrode, the flux coated on the core wire is composed of special elements which protect both the arc and the weld metal. So in case of a coated electrode, they have been coated with a special element so that it will protect both the arc and the weld metal and passes through the range of liquid action and solidifies during welding. The appearance and physical properties of the weld are also improved considerably. So in this case, the appearance is also improved as well as its properties are also good. Now students, we will see our next one. Yes, so here these were the electrodes for metallic arc welding. Now we have bare electrodes. As we have discussed the three categories, the first one is bare electrodes. These are run usually at lower welding voltages. So its application can be where the temperature or the voltage is very low. Welding current ranges from 160 to 300 amperes according to the size of the electrode are used. With bare electrodes, more difficulty is experienced in starting the arc. So students, while using these bare electrodes, the initial strike of arc is very difficult. You will find that the person or the operator who is performing this electrode will try very hard to start the arc. After starting, things will be normal, means he can continue with the arc, but before starting we will have to produce the arc with a lot of efforts. Now there is a diagram also, we'll discuss it. Now the second type of electrode is light covered or dipped electrode. Light covered or dipped electrode. These provide better protection against oxidation of the weld. They are considered an improvement on bare electrodes and require a high welding voltage and lower current than the bare rods. Heavy coated electrodes. Now students, the third type of electrode is heavy coated electrodes. They are coated with a material of substantial thick and solidity calculated to provide protection of the electrode. So this is a coating which is used to protect the electrode. So in figure 5.7a and b illustrates this principle. So the figure 5.7a and 5.7b will show you this figure. So this is figure 5.7a and this is figure 5.7b. So here are the different components which you can see from the diagram. And students, then we have flux covered electrodes have a spiral winding of asbestos yarn as the basis of the covering. So it is a spiral winding of asbestos yarn as the basis of the covering. Asbestos is a valuable flux in itself. So this asbestos material is a very useful material. It is fuses and combines with iron oxide into a compound silicate. So it fuses with iron oxide into a compound which will form silicate, which being very light and mobile. Here students, the substance which will form is very light, I mean its weight is very lighter, and it is very mobile. Mobile means you can move the substance from one place to another, or its mobility is very high, is easily removed after solidification. Having a clean surface an important advantage for work. So it also provides a clean surface. Now it also requires more than one run of welding. Asbestos one also makes an excellent vehicle and support for other constituents of the covering, and with a suitable binder makes a tough surface seat to the metal core. These electrodes therefore travel and handle without loss and damage. So this was the diagram which we have discussed a little ago. Now, bars are lightly dipped electrodes are operated on the negative poles. Heavily coated electrodes, especially those with asbestos covers, are generally used for the positive pole. Now, students, the advantages of coated electrodes. So, there are some advantages of this coated electrodes. The main examples are maintaining the arc. So as we have discussed earlier, students, we have to maintain the arc. Otherwise, if arc is not there, then we cannot weld, or the welding will be affected, and it will be not a perfect welding. It helps in maintaining the arc because the flux consists of an arc stabilizing material. So the flux has to be stabilized, and the materials used for stabilizing them are like calcium carbonate, potassium compounds. Also there are different substances. So preventing the weld from sudden cooling. So the welding, student, you also should know, after a weld is made, it should not be cooled suddenly. Why? If it will be cooled, it will be not so hard, or its joint will not be perfect. So basic salts from magnesium, silicon and calcium in the covering from slag, which floats on the surface of metal, thereby preventing sudden cooling of the weld. This in turn prevent weld from becoming brittle. So exactly what I said. So when these joints are made, you should not allow them to cool down. It is a usual practice whenever we perform a welding in a shop, then we take our job and we try to just dip it into the water, but it should not be made. What will happen? It will make the joint brittle. Brittle means it will be easy to break. It will not break at that moment, but it will not last as it would have been without dipping in the water. So it should be avoided to dip in the water after welding. Now shielding the molten material from oxidation. So now the molten material should also be shielded. The gases which are formed protect the well metal from oxidizing action of atmospheric oxygen and nitrogen and nitrifying action of nitrogen of air. So we get good quality ductile welds. So the other points are used for higher currents. So students, this current is also required is also very high, because we have to weld, we have to create temperature. So the coating of the flux makes the electrode insulated at its outer cover, and thus electrode may be used at higher current without getting red hot. So if the material will be coated, then the temperature can be also raised to a very higher values. Prevention of spattering of metal. Now spattering of metal during welding also prevented by the use of flux. So the sixth point is used of AC supply also. When the AC supply is used or cools at zero current position, this tends to deionize the path of arc. However, shielding gates keep the space ionized keep the space ionized, and therefore these electrodes can also be used with ACC. The seventh point for your electrodes are easy overhead and vertical welding. Flux helps in maintaining overhead and vertical welding easy. Suppose we have to perform a welding in vertical position or in horizontal position. This flux helps us to weld in these positions also. Without the use of this flux, this might not have been welded so easily. So the slag made by the flux quick is freezing, and by solidifying immediately prevents the metal or the liquid metal from falling down on the welder or earth. So suppose we will not use this flux, this material which will be in molten state due to this high amount of your current, it has the tendency to fall over the operator or to the ground or to the earth. So by the use of this flux, it can be avoided. Now current values for arc welding. So the following table shows recommended values of current to be used with different sizes of welding electrode. If the gauge is 4 SWG, average recommended is 200 ampere, maximum you can take is 270 amperes. Similarly 6 SWG 170 amperes and 200 amperes. For 8 SWG 140 amperes 170 amperes respectively. So you will find in this table the last one, that is 14 SWG gauge electrode, the average recommended is 45 ampere and maximum is 65 amperes. So we have to be very much particular while selecting the current and the gauge of the electrode. Now students, straight and reverse polarity in DC welding. When an electrode is connected with the negative pole of DC welding plant, it is called straight polarity. So you have to remember, when the electrode is connected to the negative polarity, it will be called as your straight polarity, whereas the electrode connected to the positive of the plant, it is called as reverse polarity. Reverse polarity connection. It should be noted that in AC welding there is no such polarity. Right, in case of our AC weldings there is no such polarity, but in case of DC only we are having AC polarities. DC polarities. You have to be very much particular to connect the plant with positive or negative. If it is connected to the positive, then it will be called, it will be reverse polarity connection, and if it is connected to the negative, then it will be called as forward connection or your forward connection. So it should be noted that in AC welding there is no such polarity. It has been observed that during welding with DC current, about 65 to 75% of heat produced in the arc is collected. So the arc, in case of your DC, about 75% of heat is absorbed or produced in the arc is collected on the positive pole, and the rest on the negative pole of the welding plant. So for welding of thick and thin jobs, where variable amount of heat is required at the electrode, DC work is okay because the polarity can be changed. So we have the option, or we have the we can easily reverse the polarity. So DC work is okay. For instance, for welding thin jobs like seats etc., the electrode is connected to the positive pole so that it can melt easily even at low current, used for thin sheet welding. Now students, you might have seen while welding very thin sheets, the shopkeeper or the operator of the welding says that it is a very difficult job because it is very thin sheet, it might get puncture or it might get a hole. So they are very much bothered about the joint, how to make it. But if we however change it to positive while using a DC welding machine, then it can be easily made. The seat is connected to the negative pole so that it has less heat to prevent burning through. For thick jobs where good penetration is needed, the electrode is kept negative and the job is positive. So if the amount of heat required is more and the job is also a very thick one, what we do, we simply connect the electrode, or we keep the electrode in negative and the job in positive. It should be seen that an electrode which is connected to the positive pole, or which is reverse polarity, will burn always much faster than when connected to the negative pole. So if it is connected to the positive pole, it will burn much faster. For this reason, usually the bare and medium coated electrodes are connected to negative pole and medium coated electrode to the positive pole. Thick electrodes are also connected to positive pole because more heat is required to melt them. Now the application of electric arc welding, students. The application of electric arc welding, the majority of arc welding is done by the hand process or by manually. The operator holding an electrode holder into which the electrode is fitted in his hand and guiding the arc as required. When the electrode has been consumed, it is replaced and the process is continued. The operator views the arc through a filter glass held in either helmet or hand shield. The equipment already mentioned in primary intended for this purpose, but slight modification is used to supply current to the arc in other processes. This include DC and AC metallic arc welding. So students, as we have discussed in our previous class, that the accessories for a operator who performs welding are its shield, which is of course of non-conducting material, is used along with its holder and other apparatus. So here are also it states that the equipment which a operator will use is your filter glass, means the glass which through which he can easily perform the job. These include DC and metallic arc welding, AC or DC arc welding, atomic hydrogen welding, and helium or argon gas welding. These are briefly described as below. So now metallic arc welding. In metallic arc welding or system, a metal rod is used as an electrode. So here the metal rod is used as an electrode and the arc is struck between this electrode and work, which respectively from the two terminals, AC supply from the secondary of the welding transformer or DC supply from DC welding generator, depending upon whether AC or DC. So we have already discussed that while AC we will use a transformer, while using a DC we will employ a generator. So welding generator, depending upon AC or DC is connected across the job and the electrode. The work is then suddenly touched by the electrode and then separated from it a little. This results in an arc between the job and the electrode. So finally an electrode arc is produced. Due to the heat generated by the arc, a little portion of the arc melts, as also the tip of the electrode. So both the tip of the electrode and your the job which you have to weld, both starts to melt. So the two pieces to be welded fuses together, and when the electrode is removed, the metal cools and solidifies. So student, this is the diagram which you can see in your screen. There is a supply system, there is a handle which is shown, electrode arc, weld and the job piece. So metal arc with lap weld. Lap weld means a job will be there and over there another job will be there. They both have to be joined. So this has been shown in your diagram. The arc drawn between the metal electrode and the arc creates a temperature of over 3500 degrees centigrade. So this temperature is very high in a small area concentrated at the point of weld and at the end of the electrode. The soundest welds are produced with a short arc, the potential difference across the arc being 20 to 25 volt. In no case must it exceed 30 volt, as welds made under this condition will not be sound. So what do you mean by sound weld? Soundest weld means a perfect weld without having any abnormalities. So if the weld is perfect, the voltage has to be maintained between 20 to 25 volts only. If it increases or by mistake if it goes to 30 volts, it will not be a sound one. The correct current to be used in a particular job cannot be stated as owing to the cooling effect of the different masses of metal. Where the weld is made, it is necessary for different current values to be used of the same thickness of sheet. Depending upon the type of joint made, a lap joint as shown in figure will require more current than butt joint in the same material owing to greater dissipation of heat by the greater thickness of metal under the arc where the sheet metals overlaps. Now students, carbon arc welding. In this type of welding, this method is normally used for welding copper and its alloy. So you have to remember, as we belong to electrical field, we will frequently require to weld copper and its alloys. So carbon arc welding is usually done. The carbon electrode, which is kept negative with respect to work in DC, is used. So while selecting this type of welding, we will use DC welding plants. If the carbon electrode is made positive, the carbon particles have a tendency to go to the welding joint and cause brittleness. The electrode should therefore be kept negative and the work positive. So the work has to be kept positive and the electrode has to be kept as negative. For this type of welding only DC can be used. The heat from the arc forms a molten pool and the extra metal required to make the weld is supplied by a filler rod of the same composition. So this of the same composition as that of the molten metal. Two methods of carbon arc welding are used. In one method, no flux is used, and in other method, flux is used. Either in the form of powder or paste is used to prevent weld from oxidization. Former method is limited to non-ferrous metals, and the latter method is used to applied for ferrous metal. So students, in this today's class we will stop here. We will continue